and you just play on part of a team and play like one match every week or something, so it's kind of fun to do. His opponent up here on the top of the map is from team 440. We have our purple Zerg player. He is Zode. And he has gone for the hatchery first there. No indication of a pool just yet. We've got Vespasian already mining some gas, and his barracks seemingly lined up to start with the Reaper. I would think so anyway. He's just a couple gas trips off that, although he is starting a Marine first, so maybe going directly into either an add-on or factory afterwards. Also interesting on this map is that Zode took, I guess what I called his expansion or the natural, but he that's actually usually your third base, as your natural is in base, but he may have taken that first and then plans to expand on the inside a little later on. It's certainly not unheard of to be doing that. And there comes a factory for Vespasian here now, as he not only got that one Marine, but actually sent it all the way out to the watchtower. So it is out in scouty position, and he's actually looking to hunt down this first Overlord, I think, which is kind of neat to see him do. It is a really open map where, okay, maybe he's not doing that. He's just kind of running around. That would have been cool if that was his intention, to take that actually out, because it would be a big setback right at the very beginning of the game if he actually picked that one off, plus the Overlord in his base. But he is throwing down two barracks behind his mineral line here, in addition to this factory. So it looks like Vespasian is planning to get quite aggressive early on in this game. No indication of an expansion for him yet. Queen coming out now for Zode, and he's working on speed, still mining gas there, so Banelings or something will be an option should he choose to add that tech onto anything. And SCV is moving out. He's positioning himself in the natural, but he doesn't have the minerals for it yet. He's continuing to spend. I'm wondering if this was more of a psych out than anything else, because I don't think this is a genuine attempt to build it CC, and yeah, that's exactly what it is. The way he moved it out directly under the Overlord, he wanted him to see that that existed. He wanted him to think that there'd be a natural. And he is now pumping out more Marines in addition to these Hellions. Two Hellions have moved across the map, and because this base is built on the low ground, they may be able to get in and get a drone kill or two, but there is a Queen already in place there, as well as in addition to 7 Roaches. And given that this is really Hellions and Marines, Roaches are going to be a pretty strong response to this, particularly with Queen support. All the SCVs are coming as well for Vespasian. This could be relatively overwhelming, though, even though Roaches are a pretty good unit counter to what's going on. He's got 8 Wings joining this as well, and he actually, once he sees the Roaches, I think determined that this wasn't going to work with what he had, and has actually turned everything around. All the SCVs have actually come back home. So he realized that he was attacking into what was already going to be a very strong army. Depot going up, and he'll close that sort of thing off. The Roaches, though, on the flip side, are going to have a hard time getting in here or anything. Now, we've got our Terran player not expanded or anything, and a lot of this is military, so he's going to be able to hold this all off. But he hasn't expanded himself yet or anything. There come the Hellions and Marines out to try and pick these off. Lings are going to go for a run-by while everything moved out and the gates are still down. Going after the SCVs here in the mineral line. No response actually from them just yet, but the Marines have cleared up most of the Roaches, but at the loss of a few of the Hellions as well. Basically every SCV has died here, and yeah, he kind of is right there that what he was doing was very strongly countered by just kind of the Roach. Alrighty, here we are on map number 2. We are on Expedition Lost for this one. Kind of a wonky map in my mind, just due to the ice in the back, and the main base just feels really cramped and small to me, as well as the structure of the natural makes it hard for Reapers and Blink and things like that normally work. But anyway, up here on the top right-hand corner of the map, we have from Team 440 a Zerg player looking to win this series quickly. He took game number 1. It is from 440, our Zerg player, Zode. And his opponent, who is doing something I'll discuss in a second, is from Chobo Team 6, our Orange Terran Vespasian, who is proxying a barracks, which, because this map was so small, for a second I thought he was proxying a CC. Because if you look at the mini-map, like, the depots look the size of barracks, and the barracks looks like it's almost the size of a CC. This is kind of a small map. Anyway, it's going to get scouted immediately by the Overlord here. He will have one barracks actually finished by the time that he does scout that. A spawning pool first, luckily this time for our player Zode, and he even went for a gas, doesn't actually have a natural or anything down. The Overlord spots it and quite cleverly turns around instantly, so hopefully, or at least hopefully for Zode, Vespasian didn't see that he was seen, which does make a bit of a difference. We've got a bunker going down on the low ground, but there actually is no natural, and there hasn't been an attempt to take one yet. So again, this is kind of working in Zode's favor, although it will end up getting up uncontested here, obviously, although Ling's coming in now. It's only got a couple seconds to actually finish, and there it is done. Although, yeah, the Marine actually getting trapped on the outside of it. Second one will get in. One League falls, second one gets away. 2 SCVs still alive there as well. So just one Marine actually lost in that. But it's going to be hard, potentially, for him to set this up with just 2 Marines. Ling's trying for the flank here, and they're going to be able to stop, if they had wanted to, actually stop them before he got back into the original bunker. A little bit of control issues, but I think he's just trying to play it super safe and wait for his spine crawler to get up. In the meantime, he has put down his own proxy hatchery in the base of Vespasian, who is now building a bunker directly in front of that, and is sending 2 Marines back to deal with that in this position. Just a couple days ago, I was watching Maximus and Black and Nova Ward do an all-cheese tournament, and I kind of feel like I stumbled into that. We've got Zode working on the back ice rocks here to give himself an alternate way out, which, again, this is a feature of this map. Vespasian is kind of blocking off his opponent and saying, I can prevent you from taking a natural, but that's not true, because he can just rip down the rocks and this base becomes a new natural, and he's fine. This hatchery may end up getting canceled here. Will he actually let it finish? It looks like he is. He did let it finish. Not sure what the plan there is, because not much is going to really get built or used out of that, I wouldn't think, anyway. And Ling's still going to work. I mean, the Zerg is still somewhat effectively contained to the one base, at least for the time being. And he's trying to bunker up the high ground here now still. A lot of the Marines, of course, have been sent back home to deal with the other base. Just the 1 Ling, or 2 Lings actually getting through. I think 1 for each batch that made it. 50% Ling survival rate. And we'll get cleaned up there. The hatchery's still alive, but the Marines will return to that. He's still sending these back home instead of to be used aggressively, and I think could be... now he's actually turning them around at the time that may end up being the wrong time. More Lings breaking through the bunker line. Going after these SCVs again. He wants to finish the hatchery off before moving from that position. Turning to fight actually the broodlings, which What's that?